Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, and then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number 1 would be Glass, number 2 would be The Upside, number 3 would be Aquaman, number 4 A Dog's Way Home, and number 5 would be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And surprisingly, even though I thought this was going to be an easy weekend to predict, I only got 3 out of 5 of my predictions right, which isn't bad at all, but there is one film that made it into the top 5 that I was not expecting in the slightest. So let's go over what happened. Number 1 was, of course, Glass, which is the highest opening weekend for any of these M. Night Shyamalan Unbreakable films, so Unbreakable and Split. It made $40 million, and this is on a budget of $20 million, so not only have they already doubled that, but on the worldwide chart, it is already sitting at $89 million. So with that $20 million budget, they have already quadrupled that amount and are on their way to make over $100 million worldwide already, which is very good. I was honestly a little curious to see how well this movie would perform since it is now combining Unbreakable and Split, if anyone really cared still about Unbreakable, which surprisingly they still really do, which I'm very happy with. I'm very much more interested in next week though to see how well it holds over and see if it outgrosses Unbreakable or Split in any way. So considering all of the controversy surrounding the last 20 minutes of the movie, I'd be very interested to see how it does in the next coming weeks, but right now it's already a massive success. Number 2, we have The Upside, making $15 million, adding to a domestic total of $43 million, and on the worldwide chart, it is only squeaking out at $45 million. So it still needs about $75 million to break even, double the budget, and they still have a long ways to go. This is only its second weekend of release, so there's definitely some more places that could get it worldwide, some more numbers to be added to it. So I think there's still a chance for this movie to actually get to that doubling point. We just kind of have to wait and see. Number 3 was the one that caught me off guard completely, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I thought this was in limited release. I thought no one was really going to care that much. I thought maybe people didn't know, but it made $10.6 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $21 million, and worldwide it is already at $78 million. I already kind of expected worldwide numbers to be really huge, but domestically I did not think it would make this much money. Honestly, I'm very much so shocked, and when you look at its $8.5 million budget, this success is only better for that, so I'm happy for it. I don't know anything about Dragon Ball, though. I don't know anything about this movie, but I'm happy that this movie actually did better than I ever could have expected. Number 4, we have Aquaman, making $10.3 million, adding to a domestic total of $304 million, and domestically it still has about $21 million more dollars until it outgrosses Suicide Squad's domestic total, which it still has a ways to go, but I think it might actually have a chance to, but like I've said before, it doesn't really matter because Aquaman is the highest grossing DC film on the worldwide chart, where it is currently sitting at $1.63 billion, which is that's just outstanding for this movie. So right now it's just kind of looking at where this movie's going to end its domestic run and how that kind of fits in with the other domestic numbers of the DCU. Worldwide, it's already good. Number 5, we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, making $7.2 million, adding to a domestic total of $158 million, and this means that there is only $10 more million that it has to make until it outgrosses Hotel Transylvania's 3 and 2 to become Sony Pictures Animation's highest grossing film domestically, which is quite something to think about. Hopefully by next weekend it will have made that $10 million and become their highest grossing film. Like, that would be so great to see. Worldwide it is sitting at $322 million, and it has to make $200 million more to become their highest grossing one on the worldwide chart. But honestly, if it becomes the highest grossing one on the domestic chart, I'm honestly just completely fine with that. Number 6, we have A Dog's Way Home, making $7.1 million, adding to a domestic total of $21 million, and on the worldwide chart it is sitting at $26 million. So not only is it not even close to matching the other successes in this box office list right now, but it's also not even close to A Dog's Purpose's total box office gross, which was so successful that they're actually making a sequel. So yeah, it's another one of those dog movies that managed to flop while we still get lucky miracles like A Dog's Purpose somehow. Number 7, we have Escape Room, making $5.27 million, adding to a domestic total of $40 million, and on the worldwide chart it is sitting at $53 million. So $500 million worldwide. Honestly, I'm still waiting for them to announce an Escape Room sequel. Honestly, I'm shocked that they haven't yet because their budget was relatively low. They've made a lot more money over that worldwide. I'm honestly kind of shocked they haven't made some sort of announcement yet. Maybe they will soon, or maybe they will just kind of leave this on its own. We don't really know yet. Number 8, we have Mary Poppins Returns, making $5.24 million, adding to a domestic total of $158 million. It has now entered the top 5 highest-grossing domestic musicals of all time, which is very good. And worldwide, it is sitting at $306 million. So it was able to get past the $300 million threshold worldwide. Still very good for this film. Number 9, we have Bumblebee making $4 million, adding to a domestic total of $115 million. And on the worldwide chart, it is sitting at 412. I think this might be the last weekend we see Bumblebee, as much of a bummer as it was that it didn't become the highest Transformers movie ever made or anything like that. It didn't even surpass The Last Night on a worldwide or domestic number. These numbers are still very good, and I hope that Paramount considers making more Transformers movies with this universe they've now established. Just please, honestly, I don't want any more Michael Bay type Transformers movies anymore. I want Travis Knight-esque ones. And finally, closing out the video, number 10, On the Basis of Sex, making $3 million, adding to a domestic total of $16 million. Still nowhere close to doubling its $20 million budget, and I don't think this movie's going to have the biggest award season hype ever. I don't think the Oscars are really going to acknowledge it, so this might have been just one of those rare Oscar bait flops that we get here and there. But now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5, and I'm going to go number 1, Glass. I think it'll hold over well enough to stay number 1, and then number 2, I'm going to go with The Kid Who Would Be King. Number 3, Serenity. Number 4, The Upside. And number 5, Aquaman. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave it in the comments below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.